My best friends. Hello. As you can see from the last vlog to now, I definitely did not just shut off my camera and turn it back on. I have been driving for a while. We have the stunning, beautiful, glowing, gorgeous sun. And then there's also the sunset. There's me. And then, oh, I'm gone. Ooh, she's back. Wow. So I've been driving all day and the sun is about to set. I'm feeling so good, like I could totally keep going. I was just eating sunflower seeds, so excuse me if there's anything in my teeth. But I'm feeling really good. Honestly, like I could keep going. I don't know how far I could get, but I could totally keep going. But the sun is going down. I got a bit of a late start today, so I'm just kind of thinking it would be best to stop now. I'm about an hour away, a little less than an hour away from the hotel that I'm staying at. And I think that that's a pretty good amount of time. I'll get there at about 8:15. I'll check in, be in my room by 8:30, and then have a couple hours to wind down and then go to sleep. So I think that it'll be good to stop now versus trying to keep going and then checking into a place literally like in the middle of the night. And I've actually run into a problem before where I was checking in after midnight. So I booked it for, I don't know exactly how it happened, but something got screwed up. I was driving, I was on a road trip, and we booked the hotel, and then we got there at like 1 a.m, and they were like, oh, you can't check in until like whatever it was, like 3 o'clock or whatever. And I was just like, what? Like, why can't I check in? And they were like, because of how the system works, like when you booked it for today, it booked it for like this day instead of this day. So like long story short, I couldn't get in my room, and I ended up having to file a dispute with like Priceline or whatever it was. And then I had to get a room from them that night. And it was just like really frustrating for everyone involved, because they were like, I don't know why it did that. It's just because you booked it so late, but like you booked it for the right day. It's just because it was so late in the system, it like made it for the next day. Long story, unnecessary story. You don't need to know that story. But either way, I booked it for tonight, and check in tonight, check out tomorrow. Checkout is not until noon. So I don't know. I have, I think, like 15 hours left. Or no. How many hours left of my trip do I have? Let's see. Okay, hold on here. Because now it's not showing up because my new destination is the hotel. So let's see. If I left at 1:30, no, let's say I left at 2. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours. So that's 5.5 hours. It was like 18.5. So 18. I have like 13 hours left of my drive. So 13 hours that I will have to do, and then I'm like going another half an hour. So like 17, or sorry, I don't know why I'm so screwed up. I have a few theories, but I have like 12.5 hours to go. So tomorrow, even if I like wake up, enjoy a nice free breakfast, get a workout in because they have a fitness center, maybe do that, and then get on the road at like 11 or noon, then I could still drive for like 8 hours tomorrow, stop before it gets dark, and then go the rest of the 5 hours the next day or something like that. I did contact wow, that sun is so pretty, and so am I. Anyway, and so are you. But I did contact the Airbnb host, and I was just like, hey, is there any way that we can check in early tomorrow? I don't know what time I'm gonna get there, but I'm traveling from Minnesota, so like if there is a possibility of an early check-in, what time would that be? Just let me know. Thank you either way. And he said that he'll let me know either tomorrow afternoon or the next morning if I can check in early. So who knows? As far as I can see on their app, they don't have anybody staying there tomorrow. So as long as their cleaning person like comes in and cleans either today or tomorrow, then it should be cleaned and ready to go for me to check in at any time. So I'm hoping that he'll just end up responding and being like, well, actually it's clean and it's ready, so whenever you get there, just go on in. Because I've had that happen to me before too, where, well, I've had it happen both ways, where they're like, sorry, our cleaning girl literally will not be able to leave until like this time, so you have to wait until the check-in time. But most of the, like 90% of the time, they don't cut it that close, and they're always like, oh my gosh, yeah, just whenever you get there, go on in, enjoy, have fun. So yeah, hopefully that will happen, because then if that's the case and I can check in early, then I'll try to leave at like 7 a.m. that day and then drive like the 5 hours or whatever I have left and get there by like noon and be able to check in and get everything ready for me and my friend, and maybe even do some grocery shopping, grab some like eggs or, you know, whatever kind of stuff to make for breakfasts. And that way when my friend comes, she can literally just sit there and like walk in there to like a place that's just ready and the fridge filled with food and coffee and everything is there and all that. So that's a good goal, but we'll see what happens. I just can't get over that stunning, beautiful sun. Wow. It's like, it's not red. It's not one of those red sunsets, but it is a really deep, beautiful orange. Very pretty. I read in a book once, somebody made the, somebody called the sun an egg yolk sun, and it's stuck with me ever since. Another line that stuck with me since I was a little kid was in an R.L. Stein book. He was like digging in the ground or something, probably unburying a body or something, and he was like, the dirt was soft and wet like pudding. And I was like, oh my god, I love that. So I guess I love when you compare things that are not food to food items, like an egg yolk or pudding. I'm like, yes, everything. Oh my god. Amazing. R.L. Stein definitely shaped my entire personality when I was growing up. I read this thing, it was a meme that said, if you liked Goosebumps growing up, then you probably have an unhealthy relationship with horror when you're an adult. And I was like, yep. I also watched X-Men. I've been wanting to watch it so bad lately, you guys. I didn't finish it because I don't ever finish anything, but I was like, okay, I've just wanted to watch X-Men for the last couple weeks. Every time CJ's like, what do you want to watch? I'm like, X-Men. He's never seen it, and he's like, I just think it's stupid. I don't know, like they've got powers and it's just dumb. Coming from a guy who's seen like all the Marvel movies, who's the dumb one? I'm just saying. So he was like, last night he was like, what do you want to watch? And I was like, I want to watch X-Men. And he was like, okay. So we watched X-Men, and he fell asleep, but I think he was enjoying it. And I was watching it and I realized like how obsessed with it I was. I knew every word, I knew every line, I knew every joke, I knew everything. I was like, oh my god, CJ, watch this part. Oh my god, watch this part. You know how I've told you about this part? This is the part. Like, I just love X-Men so much. And I find it weird to even say that out loud, because I don't think I've ever even mentioned X-Men on my channel. And I talk all the time, so you would think that I would know that I loved X-Men that much, but I didn't realize it until I like turned it on and was watching it. I was like, oh my god. And it came out in 2000, and I know I watched it around that time with my sister. And so I feel like it was just one of those movies where like it shaped who I became, because it like altered my little brain. Because I remember so many parts of that movie like emulating it, and like when she's eating the beef jerky in Logan's car, when she's like, I'm like, you have anything to eat, or are you hungry or whatever, and he like gives her the beef jerky, and I remember like her eating it, and I remember every time I had beef jerky I would like try to do it the same way that she did. Like, she was so hungry, And then when Logan wakes up, Wolverine, and he has, wow, the sun, look at that color. So pretty. When he wakes up and he like has all the little sticky things on him from being like in the hospital, and he like rips them off and like puts on a big baggy sweatshirt. I remember like putting stickers on me and doing the same thing, and just like, I loved those movies, and it was something that completely slipped my mind, because you think about like big series like that and you're like, oh, you know, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, and then maybe you'll think of Star Trek, maybe you'll think of like the Twilight movies or Hunger Games and like things like that, but you don't really think about X-Men, I feel like, but I did. And I do now, and I just love those movies. I love them. So I'm excited to finish it and watch the rest of them with CJ, because I think as they go on, like the cooler they get, especially when you get to that final, I don't know if it's the final one, but the Logan movie where it goes into like Wolverine and his backstory. I feel like CJ will really like that. So yeah, I told you I'd tell you what I bought for a video. I sent a little message. I did. I sent a little message to my cake girl, and I was like, hey cake girl, I have a little challenge for you if you're up for a challenge. And my cake girl said, absolutely, when do you need it by? Like, what's the date that you need it for? And I said, don't care. She said, what flavors do you want? I said, doesn't matter. And she was like, what is it? And I told her I wanted a vintage Polly Pocket compact shaped cake. Yes, bestie, I did. I said that. And I Googled pictures of a Polly Pocket cake, and I could find two that were even like slightly what I was thinking and what I was looking for. And so I sent her those, and I was like, I want it something like this. And she said, do you have a preference on shape? And I said, no. And I sent her 3 of my favorite Polly Pockets that I have. I sent her the outside and the inside, and I said, these are 3 of my favorites, but I don't care what it looks like. I trust your creativity. I don't care what flavor you use. I like chocolate, but it like whatever works. I don't care about the shape. I like hearts, but I'm not like, I need it to be a heart. It's just for me. And I picked a date to get this cake, and she said deal. So she even asked me, she's so sweet, she was like, is there a budget that you'd like me to try to stay within? And I was like, in my head thinking like $150, but I know that her cakes are really, really reasonably priced, like super reasonable, to the point where I think she should raise her prices 100%. And I was like, I think the most I've spent on a cake from her is like $50, and then plus a tip. And so I didn't want to say 150 because I was like, I don't even know how much this would cost. So I just asked her straight up. I was like, how much do you think, like a very rough estimate, a detailed cake like this would cost? And she said probably 40 for the cake, and then depending on the size and detail, an extra 20 to 30 for the designs. And I was like, done. I was like, keep it under $100 if you can, but around $100 is great. Like, I'm so happy with that. So it is completely for a video. I'm literally not getting it for any other reason but to eat it in a video. And I think I'm gonna ask her perhaps if she can make me like, I don't know, maybe some cookies that are shaped like compacts or something else to go with it, because I would love to do a TikTok eating the Polly Pocket cake, but I would also love to do a video. And I can use footage from the video for a TikTok, obviously, but I would like to do its own individual TikTok, like eating a Polly Pocket compact. If she could make me one, like just a handheld one, maybe out of like Rice Krispie treat and fondant or something like that, I don't know. But I think I'll ask her for that as well. But I'm really, really, really excited about it. And I got these nails. You guys, I have never splurged like this for a video, except for with my with my ghost face video, I did buy quite a few things that added up to be a couple $100s. But the thing is, I didn't like spend $100 on a single item. You know, I considered it. There were some items that were ghost face themed that I really wanted to get for the video, but I ended up just making them myself, like the blinged out mask and stuff like that. So I didn't spend like big money on a single ticket item, but I did for this video. The cake being number one. I don't know why it keeps like falling down, so I'm trying to sit like this so that you can like see me and I'm still in frame and not like that, but it keeps like falling down. Let's try that. So but then the other thing that I got, because I'm gonna do a full like Polly Pocket triggers video and also the Polly Pocket cake eating video, and I'm gonna do like a bunch of Polly Pocket videos in the future, obviously, because I love Polly Pocket. I love making those videos. And so I was like, you know what, I want some Polly Pocket press-on nails that I can like use the glue sticky tabs and just put them on and have them be super big and obnoxious, like ones that I would never wear outside of the video, just because they're so like, I was picturing in my head very like 3D detailed Polly Pocket nails with like a little Polly Pocket on them and like stuff that just would not be practical to wear outside of the house or even like to pull up my pants or anything. Something that I could reuse with the sticky tabs and use them like a real ASM artist, you know? And so I was like looking on Etsy for Polly Pocket nails and like nothing was coming up. There was one person who did like stunning, beautiful artwork and said like character of your choice nails. And those were like $55 or something. And they were good, but I was picturing, like, she was very talented, but I was picturing something like 3-dimensional, like with an actual Polly Pocket on the nail or something. And so I was like, you know, somebody who does like 3D, really expensive, like fancy nails like that would probably not be on Etsy. They would probably probably be on their own website. So I did a Google, and sure enough, I found, I think it's called like Nailed by Chelsea or like Nailed It by Chelsea. I'm not really sure exactly what the name is, but you will see these nails. I ordered them. They're exactly what I wanted, you guys. Like 150%. Could not have designed them better myself. They have like an actual sculpted Polly Pocket on one of the fingernails, and on another one of the fingernails there is literally a Polly Pocket compact that opens and closes like on the nail, and like they're just so absolutely perfect. They'll be perfect for ASMR. I can't wait. They're from the UK. And so the nails themselves were like, I forgot how much, like $70 or something. And then the shipping was either $5.99 for untracked shipping, or for express tracked shipping, it was like $10.99. And I was like, I want them to be safe, and I want them to get to me in time for me to film this video, because I want them for the cake video. And the cake I'm picking up on the 19th, I think, of September. So I was like really hoping that I could get these nails, and they may not show up in time, because it said that the time to make each nail, because it's like a custom set, but the time to make each nail is like, or not each nail, but each set of nails is a week to 2 weeks. And then with the express shipping, it would be another week. So that's 3 weeks. So I'm really hoping that they'll be ready by the 19th, considering it's not even the 1st yet. I'm hoping that that's enough time. Just fingers crossed, really, 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 really hoping that they'll be there. But if not, that's okay. I'll just do the cake as its own separate video, and then the Polly Pocket triggers in a future video with the nails. It's not like the nails will go to waste. Like I buy Polly Pocket stuff all the time, and I'm planning on doing a complete Polly Pocket collection video, which will be probably, I kid you not, probably like a 3-hour long video, unless I decide to split it into 2 parts. It'll probably be about 3 hours long. And so yeah, I'm really, really excited, hoping the nails get here in time. And I've never bought nails before. I've never splurged on nails like Trisha Paytas. I don't know who I think I am. I have 1,000 subscribers, but whatever, I am Trisha Paytas from here on out. CJ's called me twice, so I have to answer, but I will talk to you guys in a second. I love you. Bye.